Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vang Me Manasi Pratisthita, Mano Me Vachi Pratishthitam, Aviravirma Edhi, Vedasya Ma Anisthaha, Shrutam Me Ma Prahasihi, Anenadhite Nahoratran Sandadhami, Rutam Vadishyami, Satyam Vadishyami, Tanmamavatu, Tadvaktaramavatu, Avatu Mam, Avatu Vaktaram, Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Before the creation, only Atma alone was, and there was nothing active or inactive. And such a Atma thought, let me create the world. We have seen the various aspects of this statement. Now, how this Atma thought, Sa Sarvajna Bhavyat Atma Eka Eva San Ikshata. He being omniscient, although he doesn't have the intellect, the instrument of thinking, etc., yet without that he could contemplate and create this world. Now, page 810, Kena Abhiprayena Itiyaha. Now, why did this Atma create this world? What is the purpose? For what? So, Lokan Ambha Prabhrutin Prani Karma Phala Upabhoga Sthana Bhutan No Srujeham Iti. So, he created this world for Prani Karma Phala Bhoga Upasthana Bhutan. See, in creation, there is nothing that is newly created. It is not a straight line. There was a point when there was no creation, and there will be a point when there will be no creation. It is a cycle of creation. So there is a constant dissolution and manifestation. Vyakta, avyakta. It is incessantly going on. Now this Ishvara, why he created? Because all those jivas who are in the unmanifest condition, they require their field for going through the experiences according to the karma that they have done in the earlier existence, in the earlier life. So, prani karma phala bhoga. So, if they have to undergo all the good or bad karma results in their life, naturally they will be requiring different kinds of worlds, because only in one world all kinds of experiences are not possible. So different worlds are required for the experiences of different kinds for the different souls which are due to manifest in the next cycle of creation. Thinking this, he created Ambha Prabhutin, Ambha, etc., different lokas, the fields of experience were created. Srujeham iti. So he thought, let me create the various worlds so that all the jivas, they can go through the required quota of experience. Now see, I was reading some book. There was a great Mahatma, his name is probably Swami Vishnu Tirtha Maharaj. He is no more. He was the first one who has very methodically brought out the Shakti path, Kundalini, Jagruti, Diksha, etc. Shad Chakra Bhedan and all that. So, in his book he writes, he was telling his disciple that could you see there, one Mahatma is calling you, he is looking at you also, he is calling me. He said, no, I can't see. He said, then maybe that Mahatma doesn't want you to see him. He has called me, so I am to go there, tomorrow I will go. And then this Mahatma has told his disciple, a time has come for me, I am going to leave. So naturally that disciple was so afraid, and normally next day morning at 4 o'clock he'll prepare tea, coffee, give to the Guru Maharaj. But now he was so afraid, now this night is the last night, what will happen? So he just got into Guru's room at 2 o'clock, and there the Guru Maharaj was sitting in dhyana, meditation. So he slowly seeked out, and 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, Guru Maharaj is not coming out of the samadhi. So he was so afraid what to do. And thereafter he writes, when I left my body there, and I left with that Mahatma who was calling me, and he took me to some world which I don't know. And there were many Mahatmas sitting, and there was one seat which was having the Sandhya Vandanam Patra, the various utensils used for karma, meditation, dhyana, upasana, etc. He said, do you remember what is this? He said, no, I don't remember. He said, how don't you remember? This is where you have been sitting and doing your sadhana for thousands of years. And you have forgotten? He said, I had totally forgotten. He said, because you had one vasana, one desire to go and have enjoyment with a particular lady, particular girl, and therefore you again went back to the mortal world and lived there for 4,500 years. And by the time you completed, that particular girl, Jiva, was also, absorbed in the divinity, and then you were freed from that, and again you happened to look at some beautiful Brahman girl, and again you had a desire for her, and again another 4,500 years, she also got liberated and went. And then your things are absolutely clear, now you are ready to merge with the totality. So, various kinds of worlds are explained in the scriptures. So these various kinds of worlds are meant for the different kinds of jivas, where different kinds of experiences are taken. Now, for that purpose, let me create different worlds. Thus, the Atma, the Ishvara, he thought. Evam ikshitva alocha. Ikshitva alocha. See, this is how you have to understand it. Evam ikshitva. Having thus thought. Means what? Alocha. Having thus contemplated. So, ikshitva and alocha, these are alternative words, synonymous. When it is said, he thought, means he contemplated. So, this is how it is written in Sanskrit. Evam ikshitva alocha. Having thus contemplated what he did. Now, second mantra. Sa iman lokan asrujata. Ambho marichihi. Maram apaha. Ada ambaha parena divam dyauho. Pratishthantariksham marichayah. Prithvi maro. Ya adhastata apaha. Sa iman lokan asrujat. He created these words. See, the word srujan is normally translated in English as creation. But actually the word srujan has a technical meaning behind it. See, srujan means sarga. Sarga means manifestation. Manifestation means that what is already existing, but it is not expressed. So creation means what is not there, then it is created. But in srujan, sarjan, manifestation, all that is already there, that alone is brought out. This is the meaning of the word srujan. So when we take only the English translation, he created the four worlds, then we don't get the real impact of it. Therefore, when Arjuna asked in the 8th chapter, what is the karma? Visarga karma sanjitaha. There, Bhagwan explains to him, Visarga. Visarga means srujan. Manifestation of this whole world is because of the total karma phala, which is demanding expression. So all the jivas have thought together, or they are desiring for the expression of their karma phalas, and for that the world is required to be created, and this is how the world is manifested. Now it is something like this, to understand this point. Earlier India existed, then the Britishers came and did whatever they had to do, and thereafter all the Indians together thought that we have to get out of the clutches of these white people. And as a result of the total desire of all the Indians put together, a new India was born. Now a new India was born means what? Was it not there earlier? It was already there. See how important it is. So the free India was unmanifest because of the conditioning of the British rulers. Now when all these conditioned Indians thought together that this is high time that we live as the slaves, and therefore the total mind, the Ishvara thought, let me create the world or let me manifest, and this is how Sa Ishvaraha Iman Lokan Asrujat. He thus thought and created or made the expression of these worlds. Therefore, one very important thing, in this creation, nobody has an independent existence. Everybody's existence is dependent on something or the other. Like here, I cannot be the Acharya unless you are all here. Suppose one day you all have, strike, that we will not go for Swamiji's class. Now, I cannot come and talk to the desk and the chairs and the walls. I will have to go back. So our class or our course is a mutually dependent affair. So all these jivas put together thought, and that together thinking for the common cause is called as Ishvara Sankalpa. So, Sa Iman Lokana Srujata. Which are the words he created? He created the four kinds of words. Ambha, Marichi, Mara, Apa. 4 words. Now what is the meaning of these 4 words? So what is the meaning of Ambha, then Marichi and the Mara and the Apa? This is also explained by the mantra itself. So we'll see that. Now let us get into the commentary of Bhagwan Shankaracharya. Sa Atma Iman lokan asrujata, srishtavan. So, asruja means srishtavan. So, this Atma, he created the following worlds. Now, how he created the following worlds? So, he gives an example. Yatha iha buddhiman takshadihi evam prakaran prasadadin sruje iti ikshitva anantaram prasadadin srujati tadvat. Just like an architect or just like a builder, what he does, yatha buddhiman takshadi evam prakaran. So like an intelligent builder, first of all he thinks. He has a plan in his mind. And that plan which is in his mind, he, after having thought about it, then prasadadin sruje, and then he executes the plan. In the same manner, ikshitva anantaran prasadadin srujati. So he first of all thinks, I think here I can build a 5-star hotel, or here I can build a society where people can stay. So everything is in the mind of that intelligent builder or the architect, and then the whole building comes out. In the same manner, this Atma thought, let me create the 4 kinds of worlds for the 4 kinds of experiences of the jivas, and he created the world. Now here a question is raised to clear our doubt. Nanu sopadanaha takshadihi prasadadin srujati iti yuktam. Nirupadanaha tu atma katham lokan srujati. See, when you are telling that this architect or the builder, he is able to create the construction or the building because he has a lot of material to construct. He has got the bricks, he has got the instruments, then he has got the mistris, and he has got the electricity, water, everything he has. And he already has the land, he has got the plan approved by the government. So everything is there. After that he constructs. But this poor Atma, what is the Atma's problem? Nirupadanaha tu Atma. But as you said, in the beginning there was Atma alone, there was nothing else. So when there was Atma alone, then how could he create the world out of what? This is the question. So, the question has this implication that in any creation, there are minimum 3 kinds of causes are involved. First is the efficient cause, like the builder is the efficient cause, or the pot maker is an efficient cause. Then the building material is the material cause, or in case of the pot, the clay is the material cause. So one is the efficient cause, nimitta karan. Second is the material cause, the upadan karan. And the third one is the upakaran, instruments. So these are the minimum 3 things required for creation of everything. Now this Atma nirupadanaha, but in this Atma being all alone, one without a second, there is nothing other. Then this Atma who doesn't have any material to create the world, katham lokan srujati, how will it create the world? So when the Shruti Mata is taking sa lokan iman asrujata, how it is possible? No, it is not possible. So the teacher explains, naisha doshaha, it is not wrong. Why? Salila phena sthaniye atmabhute namarupe avyakrute atma eka shabdavacche vyakrita phena sthaniyasya jagataha upadana bhute sambhavataha tasmat atmabhuta Atmabhuta Nama Rupa Upadana Bhutaha San Sarvajnyaha Jagan Nirmimita Iti Aviruddham. So, there is nothing wrong. Everything is fine. How? Salila Phenasthaniye Atma Bhute. So keep the water as the Atma. And this water itself becomes the foam. Phena Bhute. So, how the water becomes the foam? So is there something else? No, only water itself becomes the foam. So, Atma Bhute Namarupe Avyakrute. So, earlier it was called only as the water, now it is called by additional names like the foam or the ripple or the wave or the whirlpool. So, all these different names and forms, Avyakrute, they were unmanifest. And Atma Eka Shabda Vache. And all these unmanifest names and forms before creation, they were referred by only one word called as Atma. Like all these waves and ripples and the breakers and the tides, all of them are called as water before manifestation. So, Avyakrute Atma Eka Shabda Vache Vyakruta Phenasthaniyasya Jagataha Upadana Bhute Sambhavataha. Therefore, this world of the surf, the waves, the ripples, the tides, the breakers, this world is created out of the water itself. So, water is the material cause of all these things. In the same manner, this Atma Tattva alone is the material cause of this total world, and thereby what is said, that this Atma, Ikshata, he thought, so he is both simultaneously the efficient cause and the material cause of this world. This is the meaning. Now this is the foundation on which the Vedanta Shastra, the Upanishadic Siddhanta is established. So, Atma Eka Shabda Vache Vyakruta Phenasthaniyasya Jagataha Upadana Bhute Sambhavataha. That is possible. Tasmat Atma Bhuta Nama Rupa Upadana Bhutaha San. So, Atma Bhuta Nama Rupa Bhuta. So, this Atma, which is containing in its womb all the unmanifest names and forms, and therefore he is the material cause of this whole world. You know what is the problem in not comprehending this statement? When we see the water and the waves or the tides or the bubbles or the surf, in that they are exactly like the water. There is no difficulty in understanding. But you know the truth, the Atma is, suppose, like water. Now out of this like water Atma, how the stones are coming out, how the plants are coming out, how the birds are coming out, how the human beings are coming out, how the five great elements are coming out, this is where we are unable to comprehend that the Atma is the material cause of total creation. This is the reason. It is easier to understand that gold is the material cause of all the ornaments. It doesn't require any special intellect. It doesn't require any special intellect to understand that mud or the clay is the material cause of all the pots. But when it comes to the existence, the Sadvastu, as the material cause of everything, why we are not able to understand or comprehend is only because we are not able to first of all catch what is the meaning of Sat or existence. So as I told you earlier, this pencil is recognized by us in two ways. If you remember, second chapter of Panchadashi we have studied. There we have done the Pancha Mahabhut Vivek. And what was said there, actually existence is the reality. So existence is the substance, and on that existence the space is superimposed by the Maya. So what should be the knowledge? That the space is existing in the reality. But what is our knowledge? Space exists. It has become the reverse. So space has become a substance and existence has become an attribute. But what is the reality? Reality is the other way around. The existence is the substance and on which the space is superimposed. Similarly, the second Pancha Mahabhut, the air is. So air has become the substance and existence has become the attribute. And because of this, we are unable to comprehend this inverted vision of ours. But the truth is what? Unless the pencil exists, we cannot see that. So, in every perception, first we comprehend or perceive the existence and then the Nama Rupa. See? In that famous example of snake and rope. So first, that rope is perceived, that something is existing. But what is that is not known. So this existence is the material cause of the total world, will be comprehended by us only when we are very clear about this, that everything is recognized as existence. In Kathopanishad also it will come. Asti iti upalabdhavyaha. The truth is recognized as existence, existence, existence. So, like suppose you take these two fingers. How the whole thing is known now? Index finger is. So actually existence is first, and that to that existence we have given the name index finger. Then the middle finger is. Actually the existence is given another name called as the middle finger. So the difference is in the name and the form of these two fingers, but the existence is common. So that existence is the reality which is common and not the names and the forms. And then in between these two fingers there is absence, the space. So the space is also comprehended as existing. But our eyes and our attention is so much on the superimposed that the substratum is hidden. Something like we are so much preoccupied with the waves that the substratum, the ocean, is hidden behind the waves. Or we are so much occupied with the names and the forms of the ornaments that the gold is hidden behind that. In this manner, the existence, the Atma Tattva, although it is the material cause of this world as well as the efficient cause, we are unable to comprehend that, and therefore, except in Vedanta, in most of the places they again and again say the same thing. The God created this world, so He is only the efficient cause and not the material cause. So when you go and kill somebody, you will be going to the heaven. This kind of ignorant, foolish thing is possible only for the barbarous minds, not for the cultured minds. So, tasmat atma bhuta nama rupa upadana bhuta asan. So, this atma is what? Atma bhuta, that which is existing in the self. Nama rupa. So, all the names and forms are existing in the existence as unmanifest. So, he is the upadana bhutaha. He is the reality behind all the names and the forms. Nama upadana bhutasan sarvajneha. And also he is the all-knower. So these two words put together, what is meant? That the Paramatma is abhinna nimitta upadana karana. is simultaneously the material and efficient cause of this world. And therefore, idi aviruddham. Therefore, how the Atma created this world without the material cause and without the instrumental cause, all this is an invalid argument or a question. Athava, Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives another explanation. Athava, yatha vijnana van mayavi nirupadanaha atmanam eva atmantaratvena akashena gachantam iva nirmimite. Just like an intelligent, mayavi, the magician. So an intelligent magician, what he does, nirupadanaha, he doesn't have anything of his own, only his body. So what he does, atmanam eva atmantaratvena, he creates himself as if he is in the sky and moving there. Antaratvena akashena gachantam iva nirmimite. He shows an illusion that he is standing here on the stage as well as he is moving in the sky, in the open area. Nirmimite tatha sarvajnaha devaha. In the same manner, this omniscient God, Sarva Shakti, Maha Maya Atmanam eva Atmantaratvena Jagad Rupena Nirmimita iti Yuktattaram. Therefore, this Mahamayavi, Bhagavan Paramatma Devaha Sarvajnaha, with all the potentiality at his disposal, he is Atmanam eva Atmantaratvena. So he creates the not self out of the self. See? Atmanam, Atmantara. Atmantara will be not self. So he creates out of himself the duality of the self and the not self. So what is the Jagat therefore? The world is a sense of otherness is called as the world. And when the sense of otherness is totally absorbed as in deep sleep, the world disappears. Therefore, the world is nowhere outside. The world is very much in the self. And when the world appears, the moment a sense of otherness is created. And by what the sense of otherness is created? The sense of otherness is created when the mind is born. In pure consciousness, there is no sense of otherness. And therefore, when the mind is born, immediately the I is born, and with the I, the not I is born. This is how the whole creation is done. So, Atmanam eva Atmantaratvena Jagadrupena Nirmimita iti Yuktataram. So he will be creating, the Atma creates himself as the Jagat and therefore exactly opposite nature. What is the Atma? Eternal, unchanging, unborn, undying. The Jagat will have all the characteristics exactly opposite. So, Jagat Rupena Nirmimita iti Yuktataram. So this is okay, there is nothing wrong. When it is said, Sa iman lokan hasrujata, he manifested or made the world manifest or appear on himself, it is okay. There is nothing wrong. Evam cha sati, this being so, evam cha sati, karya karana ubhaya asad vidyadi pakshascha na prasanjate sunirakrutaschcha bhavanti. And therefore, karya karana ubhaya asadvadi. So, those who are talking about the cause and effect as an illusion, this kind of problem does not remain to be solved. This is one very important principle to be understood. Cause and effect is mithya. Karya karana mithya. There is nothing in this world as cause and effect. because then it ends up into regress infinitum. Like the bird is the cause of the egg and egg is the cause of the bird. So which is the cause, which is the effect? So whether the bird has come first or the egg has come first. So cause and effect, this is an illusion because this is mutually dependent. Just like, one husband was telling, Swamiji, you tell my wife, at least she should respect me, I am elder than her. She doesn't respect me at all, I get disgusted. I said, look here I will not agree with you. Swamiji, you always take her side. I said, no, I take the side of the truth. How come? I said, tell me, are you married to your wife earlier than she married to you? Or you got married to each other simultaneously? Naturally, simultaneously. So, the age of the wife and age of the husband is equal. How can you say that you are elder? As a man, you may be elder. But as a husband, you have the same age as that of your wife, isn't it? And cause and effect. Husband is the cause of the wife, and wife is the cause of the husband. So they are mithya. And therefore there cannot be real love between the two. So, karya karana ubhaya asadvadi pakshascha na prasanjate. Therefore, this problem will not come. Who is the cause? Whether God is creator because of the creation or the creation is created because of the God. See? Whether I am Acharya because of the students or the students are students because of the Acharya. A mutual dependence. Therefore, sunirakrtascha bhavanti. So all this problem of cause and effect is automatically taken care of. Now, kan lokan asrujati ityah. Now, which are the worlds that he has created? This is said. Ambho marichi mara apa. So he has created these four worlds. So the four worlds are Ambha, second is Marichi, third is Mara, and the fourth is Apa. Now, which are those words that will be also explained? Akashadi kramena andam utpadya ambha prabhutin lokan asrujat. So, this God, this Paramatma created these, first of all, the five great elements in that order. Akashadin kramena andam utpadya. So first he has created these tasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha akashad vayuhu vayoragnihi. In this manner, from the space, the air, air to fire, fire to water, water to earth, earth to vanaspati, etc., etc. So, Akashadi Kramena Andam Utpadya, the Brahmanda, the totality having created, then Ambha Prabhutin Lokan Asrujata. Then out of these five great elements and the total creative material, out of that, this God created Ambha, etc., these four worlds. Tatra Ambha Prabhutin Swayameva Vyachaste Shrutihi. Now, what is the meaning of this Ambha, then Marichi, Mara and Apaha? Which are these four worlds? So, Swayameva Shrutihi Vyachaste. So, the Shruti Mata herself is going to explain us. Now, what is that? Now this Ambha Shabda Vachaha Lokaha Parena Divam Dyu Lokat Parena Parastat. Now this Ambha world is what? Ambha is that world which is beyond the Dyulok. And why it is called as Dyu Ambha? Saha Ambha Shabda Vachaha Ambho Bharanat. Ambha means the clouds. So this Ambha world is beyond the Dyulok, where it is holding the clouds with the water, and therefore it is called as the Ambha. And the Dyulok, which is supporting the clouds, is the foundation of this Ambhalok. So this is the first world. See, according to Yoga Shastra, what is said, I told you that day in short, all these jivas who have left the respective bodies after the karma phala is over, they go in this Divlok, where this Amba world is there. And after they go there, then they enter the raindrops. And after that enter the raindrops, they come down to the Prithvi Lok. And after they come to the Prithvi Lok or the immortal world, then they enter the various kinds of vegetation, etc. And then that vegetation is eaten by the beings. And then in that vegetation, these jivas are existing. And then they are taken into the seeds of the man or the woman, mainly the man. Now, after they have entered the seed of the man, then that man goes and deposits those seeds in the woman, and out of so many jivas, only one jiva, according to the calculation, is allowed to fertilize the ovum. And there this jiva is growing. This is how the creation is explained in the Yoga Shastra. So with that reference he is mentioning that first is the Amba world, other Amba Shabdavachya Lokaha Parena Divam Divlokat Parena Parastat. This world is beyond the Divlok, and therefore this is supported by Devho Pradhishtha Ashraya Tasya Ambasaha Lokasya. So this Divlok is the Ashraya Pradhishtha support of this Ambalok. Then second lok. Second world is what? Divlokat Adhaha. Now below, lower than the Divlok is the Adhastat Antariksha. Then there is Antariksha area, and that Antariksha is called as the Yat Tad Marichayaha. Now this is the second layer of life or existence, where it is called as Marichi Loka, and because of plural it is called as Marichayaha. So, Ekaha api aneka sthana bhedatvad bahuvachana bhag Marichayaha iti. Although it is only one world, yet because of the differences in the position and location, it is referred as plural. So, Marichayaha. Ekaha api, although one, aneka sthana bhedatvad, because of the manyness of the different places of expression, bahuvachana bhag, it is mentioned in the plural name case called as Marichayaha iti. Or Marichi bhihi va Rashmi bhihi sambandhat. Or why it is called as Marichi Loka? Because when the sun rays are coming to the earth, so it is in this Marichi Loka, they become more conspicuous because there is some refracting atmosphere, and therefore this world lower than the Amba Loka is called as the Marichi, prominently expressing the rays of life or the sun. Marichi bihi va Rashmi bihi. Marichi means Rashmi, Rashmi means rays, Sambandhat. Then the third loka was Prithvi Maro. See, Prithvi, you die. So Prithvi Maro, Mriyante Asmin Bhutani iti. Because in the Prithvi Loka, the beings die. Therefore it is called as the Mara Loka or the Mrityu Loka. Now see, in case of this Amba and the Marichi, there is no death. They are only born. And after having born in the Mrityu Loka, then in the Mrityu Loka there is a death. After they die, again they go back to the Amba or the Marichi Loka. And therefore this Prithvi Loka is called as Maro. Prithvi Maro, Mriyante Asmin Bhutani iti, because here the beings die. Third. And ya adhastat prithivyaha ta apa uchchante apnote he lokaha. Now that which is below the Prithvi, called as the marine life, the water world. So, ya adhastat prithivyaha, that which is below the earth, Prithvi, is called as apa uchchante. Apnote he apa lokaha. Apa means what? that which is apnotehe, either which is all permeating because it is predominantly water, or it is also created from the root apa. Apa means lower. Like apabhramsha. Falling down is called as apabhramsha. So below the Prithvi is the last loka, apaloka. So yadyapi panchabhutatmakatvam lokanam tathapi bahulyad bahulyad abnam bhihi ev ambaha marichi marapaha iti uchyate. So although it is all the Panchamahabhutatmak Srishti, all the 5 elements are involved, yet predominantly it is water oriented, and therefore these are called as the apa. Therefore all these names are Ambha, Marichi, Mara, Apa. They are mainly referred to with the Apa, the water, as the main criteria. This is how the 4 worlds were created. Now thereafter what happened? The story continues. Sarva prani karma phalo dana dhisthana bhutas chaturo lokan srishtva. So having created srishtva chaturo lokan 4 worlds, which were the 4 worlds? Sarva prani karma phala upadana adhisthana bhutan. So that which is the ashraya, support for the fulfillment of all the karma phala of all the pranis, the 4 kinds of worlds having created, then what happened? Then, now the third mantra, Sa ikshata imenu loka lokapalannu sruja iti. So adbhyaha eva purusham samudhrutya amurchayata. Now sa ikshata, then again that God, the creator, the Ishvara, the Atma started contemplation. What is started contemplation? Lokan imenu lokaha. Okay, now I have created these words. Then lokapalanu srujayati. Now I must create the protectors of this world. Otherwise this world will be destroyed. See, watchman is first requirement in any creation. So all the lokapalas are nothing but watchmen. So, lokapalanu srujayati. So let me create the lokapala who will take care of these lokas. This is how I remember in one place I went. They said, Swamiji, you please come here. We'll do everything for you. Construct a ashram. You have to simply be here. That's it. I said, so that I will look after your ashram, your property as a watchman. And whenever you come, I will be available to you, isn't it? See, this is one of the biggest hurdle in life. If you get caught up anywhere, don't compromise your freedom to move to the Lord. Anything that will hold you back is worth discarding. Nothing worth holding in this world. So, but this is not our fault. God, He did the same mistake. So, ikshata imenu lokaha lokapalanu srujayati. So having thought that let me create the lokapala, then saha adbhya eva purusham samudhrutya. Then from the same waters he pulled up a purusha, a lump of 5 elements, and in the form of the human being or a purusha, and amurchayata, and then he started fixing or bringing out different organs out of that purusha. So that is the first purusha created. Now, Shankara Bhashya, Sa Ishvaraha Punaha Eva Ikshata. So that Ishvara again thought, again contemplated. Imenu adbhya prabhrutaya maya loka srushta lokaha. Now I have, these all words are created by me. This is the passive voice. Imenu lokaha maya srushta. See, all these worlds are created by me. Which are those? Ambha prabhrutayaha, ambha, etc. Or beginning from ambha. So these worlds are created by me. Then, paripaletru varjita vinashyeyuhu. If there is not a watchman, there will be encroachment. See? Paripaletru varjita vinashyeyuhu. If there is no one to take care of this creation, all this world will be destroyed. Tasmad esham rakshanartham lokapalan lokanam palayetrun nu srujeham iti. Therefore, I will now create tesham rakshanartham, for the protection of these worlds, lokapalan, lokanam palayetrun, those who are the protector, the supporter, or the caretaker of this world. Now I will create them also. In this manner he thought. After having thought, evam ikshitva saha adbhya eva apapradhanebhya eva panchabhutebhyo yebhya amba prabhrutin srishtavan tebhya eva ityartha. So, having evam ikshitva, having thus thought, sa adbhya eva. So, from those water alone. Now, what is the apapradhanebhya eva panchabhutebhya? So, out of these five great elements, in which the water is the predominant in the creation, from these five great elements with the predominance of water, the yebhya amba prabhrutin srishtavan, from where he has created these four worlds, amba, marichi, mara and apa, srishtavan, tebhya eva ityartaha. So from the same material out of which he has created the world, out of the same material he has created the watchman, the lokapala of the world. Now, Purusham. What is the meaning of Purusham? Purushakaram, Shira Pani Adimantam. So he created, whom he created a Purusha, means what? He who has got the head and legs, etc. And hands, as Pani is hands. Legs, head and hands, etc. So Shira Pani Adimantam Samudhrutya Adbhya Samupadaya. From the water he pulled out, just like Samupadaya Mrutpindam Iva Kulalaha Prithivyaha. Like the kulala, like the pot maker, or the pot maker, what he does from the prithvi, the general clay, he takes out a bite of the clay, and out of that he creates the various pots. In the same manner, out of this Pancha Mahabhutas, as if this Ishvara, the God, pulled out a lump of the Pancha Mahabhutas and gave a shape of the Purusha with the head and hand, etc. Amurchayata Murchitavan means what? Sapinditavan. Amurchitavan means he created a form. So Sapinditavan, he created a form, and Swa Avayava Sanyonjanena Ityartaha. How he created the form? By fixing or bringing out the different avayava, the organs, out of the same lump. You must have seen, when the pot maker or this sculptor, what he does, the lump is there, and then slowly he starts pulling something and it becomes the head, and then he starts pulling something, it becomes the hand, and then he starts pulling, it becomes the trunk, and Ganeshji is formed. In this manner, this Ishvara, for creating the Lokapala, he created one original Purusha from whom the different Lokapala will be born. So, he created the Purusha of this type. Now, thereafter, what happened next month? Mantra, Tam Abhyatapata. तस्याभितप्तस्य मुखं निरभिद्यत यथांडम मुखाद् वाग्वाचोः अग्निः नासिके निरभिद्येताम् नासिकाभ्यां प्राणः प्राणाद्वायुः अक्षिणी निरभिद्येताम् अक्षिभ्या चक्षुः चक्षुषः आदित्यः कर्णो निरभिद्येताम् कर्णाभ्यां श्रोत्रम् श्रोत्राद्दिशः त्वं निरभिद्यत त्वचो लोमानि लोमभ्या ओषधी वनस्पतयः हृदयं निरभिद्यत हृदयान्मनो मनसः चन्द्रमा नाभिर्निरभिद्यत नाभ्या अपानो अपानाद् मृत्युः शिश्नं निरभिद्यत शिश्नाद् रेतो रेतसः आपः So, this Ishvara tam abhyatapata, he contemplated about creating that one total creation in one form, Virata Purusha. And in that Virata Purusha, he did the Sankalpa. Now see, what is the meaning of creating the things out of Sankalpa? I will tell you an example. The other day I was somewhere and one person was telling to one of my friend, see, how do we know that the power of mind is so much that it is stronger than the world or the five great elements? He said, okay, see, you are seeing that fan moving like this, isn't it? Yes. Now see the power of mind, what it can do. So he simply started looking at the fan. And then the fan stopped. It was on, electricity on, the fan stopped. He said, now see the fan will move the opposite direction. Then the fan started moving in the opposite direction. He said, now it will stop. Now the fan will resume its normal movement. And it started. See the power of mind. So when a yogi with his power can play so many things, the Paramatma, all powerful, by only Sankalpa itself, he can create the whole world. Therefore, when it is said, Tam Abhyatapat, he contemplated, he did the Sankalpa, and because of that Sankalpa, what happened? That tam abhyata tasya abhitaptasya. So when that Purushakar or that lump of five great elements was brought out of the water, on that he did tremendous contemplation. And out of that contemplation, then all these holes started appearing. So the hole opened with the mouth and the nose and the eyes and the ears and the skin and the loma and the heart and the nabhi and the shishna. All these were created only by his sankalpa. Now what is the meaning of this? We will see in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.